Hi, it's Cindy Fodor with Stamp the Love. I'm excited that you're joining me today. I'm going to show you a slider card, a pool slider card. It's probably one of the simplest forms of a slider, and it's a card that I'm going to be doing in my class this month for our Stamp the Love classes. So this is going to be part of my, or you're probably watching this as part of my slider series, which I started last week, and I will continue till I'm out of slider ideas. So let's get started. So this is the card that I'm going to be making, and this little guy slides on the slider, and hopefully I'm going to adjust it a little bit on my second one. This is my first attempt at this card, and I don't like how he goes behind the tree there. So anyways, we are using the Freeze and Fun bundle. And of course that always gets that light there. Just a cute little set for the winter months, which we are heading into very quickly. So just trying to put stuff out of my way because I feel like it seems like it takes a lot of supplies to do something like this. So I'm using these colors. I was going to switch them out, but I'm using Just Jade, Cajun Craze, and Balmy Blue. And I have my little snow hills already cut out with the dies from the set, and I already have some I don't know if you can see it, I have the snowflakes already embossed on here, and I only emboss the top portion because the slider is going to be down here. So I'm going to fold this and burnish it. Where did my bone folder go? All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these two layers on because they're not involved in the movement. So, well, is there adhesive on here? I didn't use this last, so I don't know if somebody forgot to twist it off at the end. All right, and I typically go for the Stamp and Seal Plus as opposed to this one. However, it's really a good adhesive, and it's a little cheaper than the Stamp and Seal Plus, so it's still a really good option. I still hear people who say I just can't use it, and here's what happens. When you can't get it started, go back to where you were and grab a hold, and it will pull it forward, and you'll be able to put your adhesive down. I'm going to go ahead and put some in here too, just because I don't want that to pull up with the slider being on it. And this one, so my Cajun Craze layer was 4 inches by 5 1/4. This layer I came down just 1/8, so it would be, let me think, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. I think that's right. Okay, so these are going to go here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my slider in underneath this piece. So the slider is going to be built on this piece right here. So to do that, we're going to measure a little bit. I'm going to give you these. I'm going to tell you this and make you figure it out yourself, because depending on where this second snowdrift comes, it's going to determine how far you want to put your slider up here. So I'm going to just figure here where it has to be behind this, otherwise it's going to show. So it's got to be down here. So I'm going to scoot it up this direction for my first cut. And I'm going, this is, like I said, this is 3 7/8. So I'm going to cut from 3 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to scoot it up a little further, about 1/8 of an inch. Let's see, I can tell you exactly. So this one is 1 inch. So yeah, about, I might go a little bit more. I might go 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to do the same cut, 3/4 down to, I think I said 3 1/2. I can't remember what I said. Yeah, 3 1/2. I don't think you'd need to quite come down that far, but. So there's my little track that I just created, and let me get rid of this. I'm finished with the cutter. So the next thing I want to do is I need to put something on that track to hook my my little guy too. So I have all these little strips of paper, and I'm going to use the widest one for my track just because I want there to be a lot of traction. So you're just going to slide it under here. Now, I just want to mention while you're working on this, you have to be sure that you're not getting glue where there shouldn't be glue. So you have to apply your glue very, very carefully. And I'm just going to fold this back over the track. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this side. I'm going to fold this back over the track. And you don't want there to be too much play in there because then the little guy's going to slide around a lot. And let's see, I'm going to add my glue. And like I said, I'm going to be really, really careful. I'm just putting a little glue on here. Spread it out good. You should barely be able to see it. And then I'm going to go ahead and tack this back down. And I need to hold that for a minute. So while I do that, I'm going to trim this off just to the edge there. And I'm done with that piece. Okay. Give that a minute to dry. I do want to sponge this, so while that's drying, I'm going to add a little bit of sponging to make the snow just a little bit, a hint of a blue color. Let me bring my scrap paper in here so that I can tap off. I like to see how much ink is on my sponge before I start. And this I basically just pounced. And since the only thing you're going to see is this top, I don't need to do too much. It's going to be hard for you to see that probably on camera. And I will go ahead and do this one as well. This one. Okay. All right, that's done. I still have these little pieces we're going to be working with. I'm going to close this because I think I'm finished with that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and show you the whole mechanism because we will be able to add all of our pieces later. This is ready to glue down because we have our slider attached and it moves well. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. And be very careful to stay away from where the slider is. And I do want to make sure the ends are glued down good. All right, so this guy is ready to go on my card. All right, now we're going to build on this. I'm going to add a little, actually I'm going to add a regular dimensional. I think I have enough space. I might have to trim it just a hair. Just because it's going to give me more support than my little one did on the other one. It was scooching around a little bit, so it's not fun to cut those dimensionals because they're always very sticky. All right, so I've got my dimensional on, and the next thing I'm going to do is peel this off, and I'm going to put on my little strip to hang him on. And I've actually used our heavyweight cardstock for this because I want it to hold really well. I just want to see what, yeah, these are all the heavy, excuse me. Oh shoot, I forgot to do something. Before I do that, hold on. I need to peel this back up. I forgot to do this the last time too. I was like, wait, I want my slider. Actually, I could do it here. That would be okay. I need my slider to attach here, and I wanted to tuck it under. It's going to be easier to tuck it under because I can glue it to the back of this. Give me a second. Let me see if I can, if this has not adhered real strongly yet, I can peel this up. It's good I wasn't using the Stampin' Seal Plus here. That could have been impossible. A little bit of heat with my heat tool would have taken care of that, but okay, it's tearing a little bit. All right, sorry. Do what I say, not what I do. What I say, not what I do. That's not what I teach my children, just so you know. At least I try not to. I want to take this the whole way off just so that I can show you. It's tearing there just a little bit, but that's okay. It's underneath. Okay. I'm just going to tack this back down here real quick so that it doesn't make a mess. Oh well, we all screw up, right? I guess. Now you know that I do too. All right, so I want my slider to come this way, and actually what I want to do is I want to glue two pieces of this together because I want this to be really firm, and glue between two pieces of paper really makes it nice and firm. I think that's all we need. I should have done that ahead and left that dry on there, but okay, so I need to glue just right there. And that means that this adhesive that I put here has got to go. So once again, do what I say, not what I do. That's what this handy dandy adhesive eraser is for. I will tell you, we don't carry this eraser anymore. And this new adhesive does not come off as easily, which I guess is a good thing, and it's why it holds better. All right, I just cannot have that being sticky there. Okay, I think I took care of that. Now it's sticking to my fingers and I can't get it off. All right, so okay, I'm going to put a glue dot over top of my little slider there. Don't have my take your pick tool put away from my scrapbook event. And I'm going to roll it because I don't want it to be too wide. And I'm going to go ahead and put one, and then I'm going to put the second one because I really need this to stick. All right. Now we can put our puller on and press that down good. Okay. All right. Now back to the card. Hopefully I didn't screw it up again. All right. There we go. I'm just a little worried that this is not going to be too sticky. I'm going to add just a tad of glue because I touched it and I got it on my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue on that. I probably would not have dimensional on there, but where's my strip now? Okay, this is my strip for here, and I'm going to just tack it in place. This one is just going to move the little guy. It's not going to be a lot of tension. This one over here is where all the tension is going to be. So I'm just going to stick him on there like that and get that sticking down. And then I'm ready to put this layer on. So this is the layer I'm going to actually put a piece of our sticky adhesive strips on, because it's a little bit higher and I need it to go over this. So they come in strips like this, and you can just peel them off. I'm just going to not peel the whole thing off. I'm just going to cut the length that I need here. And that's going to go right there. Now, we can't put any up here, or I should say at the top of this, because this needs to move that whole direction. So we can only put it at the very end. So I'm going to go ahead and just do two little pieces of this. And I like to use every inch of this stuff. So I'm going to use that little piece, put that at the end, and down here's a little piece sticking out. I'll go ahead and use that little piece. Waste not, want not, right? It's what your mama taught you. Okay, so we can peel, oh, that got that peeled off. Peel this one off. Okay. Let me think and make sure that I'm ready. Okay, I think I'm good. This is going to go on top of here. All right. Okay, now we can see how it slides. Woohoo, there we go. All right, and I have a little notch place here that I can put pull so that I can, or put an arrow to tell people when they get this card that they can pull on that. All right, we're not finished yet, but we've got all the hard stuff done. Next, we need to get our little images. So let's work on those. Let me put some stuff aside here. I'm going to put that back, and we're going to work on our images a little bit. I have them all cut out. This is how I do it for my classes because I can die cut them all, and they can stamp them and color them. So that works out really well. What I did was I cut all of the dies on a piece of just scrap cardstock, and I keep it away from the edge so that so I can put my magnet here. Magnets work really good with the rubber. I don't have so much luck with them with our photopolymers because they're so high. So I usually put them off to the side, but this is really nice. And I just want to show you that if you try to put it here, whoops, if you try to put the magnet too close, it actually pushes your paper away. So you don't want to put it close to the edge. I don't know if you can see that little crack there. For some reason, there must be something in there resisting the magnet. So I found that if I put it here, that works really good. So I like to keep my things out here where they're away from the edges of stuff. Okay, so what I did then was I took this sheet and I laid all of my stamps into it, looked up underneath to see if everything was lined up, and then I laid it down in here. And then I closed my lid. That grabbed all of the stamps and kept them in that same spot where they were laid down. And now I'm just going to ink them up. I guess I better put my little guys in here first. You want to just do your puzzle, put it together. This is the most fun one because it has an odd shape to it. I've got my big tree. I decided to do a big tree and a little tree. Makes it easy for classes because then I can cut them out at the same time. All right. Now this hopefully is going to line up perfectly. And voila, they're all stamped. How fast is that? And I didn't have to sit there and try to line it up on the big shot or the die cutting machine and try to get them all in the right spot. And I'm just going to take that off, doesn't break. Okay, now I apologize. I don't like to color on screen, but if you've never used our alcohol markers before, you probably would like to see how they work. And these are what I color with anymore. I love stamping with Memento, and it's our ink that goes with our alcohol-based markers the best. And so I'm going to color his scarf here. And so what I usually do is I start with my lightest color and I color everything. And then I will come in with my darker shade and just do a little bit of shading. And then I will come back with my light marker using the other tip and just spread that color out a little bit so that you're not seeing that line. Okay, you see that gradient there, but you don't see the line that you would see with a typical marker. Okay, let me do his hat yet. I should have done that right away. These are non-typical Christmas colors. This doesn't have to be a Christmas card. It can be a winter card. But I love Christmas, but I do, we have so many gorgeous colors that I can't stick with all traditional colors during the holidays. So, all right. Now, I'm going to use Cajun Craze here because he's actually a raccoon. I should use gray. Okay, I might work on that then. And I didn't bring my brown for this, so I can't even finish that. Boy, I was prepared, wasn't I? Let me do a tree for you. Okay, so trees should be easy. You can just come down through, do light color on all your tree, and I'm using Just Jade because it matches my my background card, my base card. And I'm not going to do the whole tree at a time because I want to work at it while it's still wet. So I'm going to come in here, put a little bit of dark shading in there, And once again, just work that color out till that line has gone away. You see that? Again, do the same thing here. And put a little bit of dark shading here. I try to keep my lids closed because they're alcohol and they do dry out really fast, and I don't need them drying out faster than I can use them. So I do stick my caps back on. Even if I don't have it completely tight while I'm working with it, I still stick that cap on the end. And now we'll come in here and get these. I do like to use, like I said, I like to use this harder end because I feel like I can push that ink around a little bit more and get rid of those lines. Okay, there we go. One tree almost done. I do want to add some Wink of Stella to it because it's a shimmery tree. And I'm going to put that here on the edges of the tree. Need a little bit of flocking or something on there to show the snow on it, but I don't know if you're able to see that from here or not. Let me zoom this in just a little bit. I don't want to get too close, but okay, so that's the tree done, and I'll finish this other little tree later. But then what we're going to do is actually, I'm going to stick him on here. I'm going to go ahead and just tack him on with maybe one glue dot so that I can how this is going to work and how we finish it. And then I'll have to go back and finish my coloring since I didn't grab the right colors. Okay. So I'm going to put a glue dot here and here. And I'm putting them on here because I'm going to need to position him. And I do not want to get it in the wrong place. So I know that if it's on here, it's going to be okay. And anything that sticks out, I can trim off. Okay. Now, I want him to stay in the snow the whole way through here. So I'm going to go to the lowest point and make sure he's down far enough. So I'm going to stick him right there. I just want him to be still in the snow. And then when he goes back here, he'll be down a little bit further, but he'll still stay in the snow. My other one did not because my hill was too steep. And this only pulls a straight. This one only pulls straight, okay? So there we go. He's going to slide on there. And then we can position our trees next. And I think I'm going to put this little tree down here so it's below him once I get it colored. And I will go ahead and put this big tree up here, and he will go right past that. And the last thing that I need to do is my snowballs are here somewhere. I will pop those up with a dimensional. And they can be down here out of the way. And then I do want to make my tag, and I think this might have been my strip for my tag, unless I had another one here. I think that's the right one. Okay, I'm using the saying from the set that says sending warmth your way, and it is a little to see on this white, so I'm going to just scoot it off of here. And okay, that's not too bad. And I'm going to use our multiple tag punch. And I'm going to go ahead and give that a little tail. And let's add some dimensionals to that. We've got a lot of dimensional below, so we need a little dimensional up here at the top. That's going to be cut off, so don't worry about that. So get that straight. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and trim this off. I want it trimmed so that it doesn't show at all. Okay, let's try it, guys. I don't have everything glued on, but let's see how it works. Let's see how cute that is. Is that adorable? All right, guys, so hopefully you can learn from my mistakes, not do what I said not to do, and do what I said to do. And after you do a couple of these, I'm sure it will get easier. The first one's always the hardest, but you can pause the video and make sure that you go back and do it like I showed you. So make sure, let's go over the tools that you want. You definitely need some glue dots. You need some dimensionals. I'm using our, they're called foam adhesive strips. I like those to give a little extra oomph. If you don't have those, you could put two dimensionals under each one. And then, of course, whatever stamps you want to use, and your cutter. You'll need your cutter to get those slits in there, unless you want to use an X-Acto knife. And some strips of paper. You definitely need some green glue so that you can adhere those together and get a good solid pull, because you actually have to shove it, so you want something that's really strong. And I did forget, I do want to put my rhinestone on here. I'm going to use the green one, I think. This is the holiday rhinestones. They're in different colors and they're so pretty. And we're just going to stick that there to add a little more fun. And this little tree will get popped up then once I get him colored. And I will post the finished card and you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Hopefully better lighting than I have here right now. So, all right. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully, if you, let me just mention, if you would like to get the supplies for my class this month, there are 3 cards. I showed the other one on Monday on my Facebook page, and this one. And my third one is going to be with our new curvy Christmas set that just came out this month. And if you would like to get these and you cannot attend a class, you know, if you place an order with the hostess code that I'm going to put below, you will get these sent to you this month. So an order of $40 will get you the 3 projects sent to you. I think that's it. All right, take care. Have a good day. God bless.